Good Monday to you, everybody in Count 651. Welcome to week Gaboom 4. How's everybody doing, huh? Much better. I am now your sufficiently caffeinated communication instructor. Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about the material and the work for this week. When you go to the module and you look at the chapter that we'll be reading in Hayes, it's not a mistake. We are jumping ahead to chapter 11, and that is relationships with special publics. And, sometimes special publics can be called minority groups or special interest groups. All right. And this is an area that deserves your attention. It can be a tricky area in public relations because on the one hand, if you're trying to connect with a specific group, a special interest group, which in the history of the country, this has been the issue, not the issue. This has been the makeup forever. Okay, it's sort of a giveaway when a country stamps on its money from many one e pluribus unum that it's got it's conscientiously trying to emphasize that although we're all these different groups, whether it's state by state or region by region or within a state, but we function together as Americans. That this has been a feature of the United States and attention, not attention, attention. Okay, one T. And so connecting with specific groups is now part and parcel of public relations. In fact, it dominates a significant part of it. And it's an area that is fascinating to me because on the one hand, it contains pitfalls on both sides of the process. All right. On the one hand, you don't want to come off as demeaning or condescending to a specific group. On the other hand, you want to be very careful about using representatives or imagery or symbols from one group to cross market into another, cross public, whatever your purpose is in public relations. I'll give you a couple of examples. Okay. Target Corporation thought, in sync with Pride Month, that it would market to the LBGTQAI plus, trying to keep up with the letters, community by creating a specific merchandise section in the store and pushing it out front. All right. The problem became for Target Corporation that the majority of the customers coming through the store and seeing this display first thing were really put off by it. And in fact, so put off that Target had to change course mid-campaign, including its public relations strategy, and move all of that stuff to the back. Okay. Well, for the members of the special public, and by the way, that's a neutral term in public relations. When we say special public, we don't mean unique or better than this group or that. It just means specific. Okay. The members of the special public to whom the PR campaign was being marketed were also put off. And it was, okay, so you just want us to be in the back of the store, or, there was analogies made to the back of the bus, that is allusions to the civil rights movement. You don't want us to be seen, which was an allusion to stay in the closet. And it was a train wreck for the corporation. What they thought would garner funds, generate funds by having merchandise and a PR campaign aimed at this special group cost them money. A similar situation, and I mean similar in a number of ways, has occurred with Bud Light and public relations and marketing that they did through the online influencer Dylan Mulvaney. So this is a short chapter, but this is something that is worth your time to read up on, look into best practices, be aware of some of the pitfalls of this strategy. All right. Now, for your discussion for this week, I've given you a bit of a problem to noodle over. All right. So frequently when we say special publics, people immediately think groups or subdivided groups, minority groups. But I've given you a group that is not specific to a gender or a race or a particular ideology, but rather how it's positioned in relationship to the digital culture that we live in, namely the digitally disconnected. So I want you to chew on this a little bit by way of a problem. And you might, when you read Hays and then you read the assignment for this week, you go, oh, wait a minute, how is these groups separate? Well, that's just the point. The definition of special public is a key public that's outside of the major group. So the question for you this week is, who are the digitally disconnected? Okay. And among them, and I give you examples from two groups. How would you reach out and connect with them? Let's say that you're partnered with an organization that provides services to these digitally disconnected groups. And in this case, I've given you the example of two groups: homeless veterans and those who live below the poverty line that are not as highly connected as everybody else. All right. Let's say that you were hired by an organization that provides services to these groups. How do you get to them in this highly digital world? Okay. So that's the problem that I want you to chew on for this week. All right. So the chapter listing, and there's a couple of videos, they're a bit dated. Yeah. All right. The chapter listing for Hays is not a mistake. We're going to jump ahead and then we'll jump back. Okay. The special groups that I want you to focus on are, listed in the module for the assignment for this week. Okay. And I will be getting to your phase 2 for your semester project, which was due yesterday, the 10th. I'll do that, probably before midweek. And then you don't have another one due. As phase 3 is not due for another couple of weeks. So you get a little bit of a break. Okay, everybody. That's it for the material this week. And then in the next video that I'll post, I'll talk about the material from last week, including your phase 1 report from your semester project. But until then, all right, everybody, halfway, this week, well, the conclusion of this week marks the halfway point. Hang in there. It's all going to come out well. And, keep up the great work. I'll see you on Canvas. Bye-bye.